It sounds like a soap opera. A mother heartbroken after she mourned the death of her son for weeks, only to find out that he was never dead. It happened in Michigan. The deceit was discovered after that woman's son nearly killed a store owner. TV5's David Custer has the story only on TV5.
A mother's heartbreak.
I'll never forget what I went through that day.
A criminal's plea for forgiveness.
I think about it every day, and I relive it every day.
And an innocent man almost dead over money.
Mixed together, it's a near-fatal cocktail of lies and deception that rocked one small town. How does one man fake his own death and nearly take the life of another?
The small town of Gladwin rarely draws much attention. It's not typically on anyone's radar, other than to the avid hunter. Today, a man some call a monster sits behind bars in the small county jail. His name, Charles Rowan. The 26-year-old caught the attention of the entire world after he faked his own death, and just weeks later, he slipped up, nearly ending an elderly man's life in the robbery of a small mom-and-pop gun shop.
It was my decision. I messed up. I messed up really bad.
You are hearing Rowan's voice for the first time since his life spiraled out of control. He agreed to talk to us in an exclusive interview. Cameras weren't allowed inside the county jail. He spoke to us through a thick piece of glass over a phone receiver.
I got put in a position where it was either jeopardize my family getting hurt or disappear.
Rowan says he was at the end of his rope. He was a mixed martial arts fighter and not a very good one. He wasn't bringing in much money, and he owed some shady characters hefty sums of cash, the result of drugs and gambling. They were now threatening him and his family.
It was literally brought to my attention that my girlfriend at the time and her daughter were going to be raped in front of me and killed.
Rowan thought his only option was to go on the run, but a TV show about faking your own death caught the attention of his girlfriend at the time, Rosa Martinez. He says she convinced him that this would fix everything.
And I figured if I died, everybody thought I was dead, it'd make the situation better.
The plan was well underway. Girlfriend Rosa Martinez called Rowan's family to this home the couple had been renting. Martinez shed some tears and broke the bad news that Charlie was dead, even though Martinez knew he was in fact alive, hiding upstairs.
There wasn't a memorial or a wake. All it was Rosa calling us all to the house to tell us that my son was dead.
Rowan's mother, Lynn Gardner, has never spoken on camera. She says she began to openly weep inside that home when she learned her son was now dead.
It was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. Is to think my son had been murdered.
She didn't know that her son hadn't been murdered, and hearing the painful cries of his mother downstairs almost made Rowan scrap the entire plan and come clean.
As soon as I heard her sobbing, it killed me, because I couldn't go down there and say, hey, everything's going to be okay.
For nearly 6 weeks, Rowan was confined to the upstairs bedroom. He would peer out this small window, making late-night trips to Rite Aid on the corner, and though he kept a low profile, rumors started surfacing that Rowan may in fact still be alive. There was never a body, no funeral. His girlfriend told him that the word spread to the guys he owed money. They wanted their money, and they wanted it now.
The word got out that I was alive, basically, and I had an ultimatum. Jeopardize my family getting hurt or do what I had to do.
Rowan Martinez and this man, Michael Bowman, devised a plan, all working together to rob guns and stuff just on the outskirts of town. Rowan beat the 71-year-old owner over the head with a hammer during the robbery. He miraculously survived, and days later, Rowan's mugshot appeared on TV as a person of interest. It was in that very moment that the man everyone thought to be dead was indeed alive. Rowan was back from the dead.
I've been mourning all this time and grieving all this time, and now he's alive? How does that happen? What's going on? And I didn't really know for sure he was even alive until I seen his picture on TV that night.
Rowan's mother says she always knew her son would end up behind bars or even dead, but she says knowing it and living it aren't the same.
Heartbreaking. to think that they could do this, especially to me, lie to me about it, and then to find out after all that time that he's alive. Where has he been? Why hadn't he been in touch with me before now?
Rowan pleaded guilty to the charges that included armed robbery of guns and stuff. He says he will spend his days in prison righting the wrongs in his life and turning to God.
I can't deny what I did. What I did was very wrong. But I think about the opportunities I'm gonna have when I get out to try and to do something right with my life.
His mom hopes her internal fight to rid herself of the anger she feels towards Charlie will finally come to light, so she can in fact walk away from the pain he's caused so many.
I'm never gonna live to see him on the outside again. So in a way, yeah, he might as well be dead.
In Gladwin, David Custer, WNEM-TV 5.
And Rowan is facing a minimum of 10 years in prison. He and Rosa Martinez both pled guilty to armed robbery and will be sentenced on November 25th. Michael Bowman pled no contest. He will be sentenced in January.